Wow, what a performance by Devin Haney, absolutely dominating Regis Prograis in a fight that, going into it, many thought it would be 50-50. Some people had Haney the slight favorite, but people said this is 50-50 with a chance of Haney getting knocked out by Prograis. Well, I'll tell you what happened. The exact opposite thing, as Devin Haney won every single round, knocked down Prograis in the third round, staggered him multiple times throughout the fight, and completely dominated and reasserted himself at the top of not only 140, but boxing with that performance. This was about as dominant as you could get without getting a knockout for Devin Haney, and he didn't even need the knockout. The way he performed in this fight, there's not going to be a lot of people wanting to fight Devin Haney the way he looked tonight. But even with the dominant performance, what's next for Haney? After selling out the Chase Center, he's a superstar. In boxing, he has become a superstar in the sport, and it's time to get him these huge fights. He's proven it. 25, already been undisputed, and now a 2-division champion. Devin Haney, we knew he was the real deal, but tonight was incredible. Before we get into the fight, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, comment below, who do you want to see Devin Haney fight next? He talked about staying at 140, going up to 147 maybe. Of course, a Tank Davis fight, always an option. Let me know in the comments who you'd like to see Devin Haney fight next. And make sure you follow wherever you get your podcast, the Never Drop Podcast. But back to the fight. An absolute dominant performance from Devin Haney, winning each scorecard 120 to 107. That means he won every single round and had knockdown in the third round. Absolutely handicapping Regis Prograis. Prograis landed 36 punches the entire fight. Let that sink in. 36 punches. That's the lowest amount of punches ever recorded in a 12-round fight with the CompuBox, or how they take statistics. The least. Devin Haney's defense was incredible tonight. I talked in my preview. Maybe Devin's defense wasn't as great, but he made me eat my words. I was stunned how Regis Prograis couldn't do anything. If you listen to my preview, and I said he was going to dominate, but this isn't the way I thought he was going to dominate. I thought Regis was going to get a few flush shots on him, and Devin would say, okay, I'm just going from the outside, and I'll easily dominate. And I thought Devin would look good. Tonight, he didn't really trade with Regis because Regis didn't trade. He didn't throw, or he didn't connect. Devin stayed on the middle of the ring, the pocket, and punched. Hit that. The counter right hand. Heck, it wasn't even a counter, just the right hand, which I believe put Regis down in the third, was lethal. Regis was so scared of that left hand the entire night, terrified of that right hand. I had seen Tank, someone asked him about Regis like a couple weeks ago, and he tweeted he's flat-footed, and I haven't watched as much Regis as I have Devin, but it was immediate watching those first 2 rounds. I thought Regis, every time he got touched, he was off balance. I thought if Devin, breathed on him, he would fall over. He was completely flat-footed, and that's Regis' style. They talked about it on the broadcast. The way Devin was moving, there was no way Regis was going to be okay with his style of fighting. Again, I didn't think Devin was going to dominate like that. And for all the people talking about pillow-fisted, and I was weary on Devin's power. 140 might be the division for him. He looked lethal. Heck, his jab at the start of the fight, that's what got me thinking about Regis looking off balance. He threw a couple jabs. It looked like it was affecting Regis. And that's when I knew, okay, Regis might be in for a long night, and he was. Devin absolutely dominated. Incredible. Truthfully, it was an incredible fight by Devin. A great performance, a great promo, great everything about this fight was incredible. Except, obviously, Regis' performance, but that was because of how great Devin was. I'm still processing how incredible Devin performed. After the Loma fight, this is exactly what he needed to regain his stock. People are always going to believe what they believe about the Loma fight, but wow. Devin, defense looked incredible. Again, Regis only landed 10% of his punches. Devin, with the power, knocked him down, had him stumbling all over. Heck, his defense, I'll go back to his defense real quick. One of the end of the rounds, I think in the 10th, Regis was trying to catch him and almost fell over just trying to catch Devin. His defense was that good. I do think what Regis did in the 11th and 12th, he should have been doing since the start. He was pressuring a lot more, nothing. He had nothing to lose at that point. I thought that was effective than whatever he did the first 10 rounds. But props to Regis, man. He gave Devin his credit. I don't know where Regis necessarily goes, but for Devin, man, there's 2 fights I want for Devin. If he stays at 140, Teofimo Lopez. That's a huge fight. And maybe one of the biggest fights in boxing. You know what I'm talking about. Gervonta Davis versus Devin Haney. I don't know what weight that'd be. Tank's fought at 140 before. Devin said maybe he'd go back to 135 for a Tank fight, but after this performance, he'll never fight at 135 or any weight that starts with 1-3. Again, he will be at 140 and above. I want him to stay at 140 for a little bit. Don't go to 147 immediately. I want him to stay at 140 because there's some good fights. Ryan Garcia's talked about a fight. I don't necessarily want to see that. I think Devin takes care of that easy. I want to see either Teo or Tank for Devin. It's interesting. Not a lot of fighters are talking after this fight. Shakur tweeted fair play, and he was giving credit to Bill Haney. That was it. No trash talk. Ryan Garcia, obviously, he's trying to build up another mega fight, so he's talking about he can take care of Devin, all that. Tank, man. Tank was taking jabs. Tank's my guy. He was taking jabs at Devin. Oh, yeah, it should be a sellout. Tickets were only 50. Tank's quiet right now. That's all I got to say. I'm a huge Tank fan, but he's not saying anything. Devin put on that type of performance, and we got to see what he does next. For Devin, a great year. People want to think whatever about the Loma fight. They want to argue with me about the Loma fight. It's whatever. People have that in their minds, but then adding this dominant performance on it, a great 2023 for Devin Haney, and he sets himself up for 2024 and beyond incredibly. I'm interested to see what Devin does next, man. There's not too much to say because it was just complete and utter domination from Devin in this fight, in a fight that, again, I thought Regis would at least get a couple shots in, and he couldn't even do that. I thought Devin would dominate. He did dominate, but in a fashion that I wasn't even expecting. It was that dominant. So props to Devin Haney. An absolute masterclass he put on. And I'm excited to see what Devin has next. You know, maybe it won't be Shakur, maybe it won't be Tank, but whoever it is, hopefully it's maybe Teo. I'm going to be tuned in. I think the whole boxing world will be tuned in for that. This has been the Never Drop Podcast. Appreciate you listening. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. Tell me what you thought about this fight and who do you think Devin should fight next. Follow me wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, the Never Drop Podcast. Appreciate you listening in. Devin the Dream Haney, a complete and utter domination from him against Regis Prograis to close out 2023. A great year of boxing. Yeah, that's all I got for you tonight. Peace. I'm out.